By the mid-1950s, atomic anxiety was a fact of everyday life.
First, you duck, and then you cover. And very tightly, you cover the back of your neck with your face.
With the world split by a tense nuclear standoff, every detail was darkened by the shadow of Armageddon.
Time's caught up with you. Now you wait your turn. You know there's no return. Take your empty roads. You join the other fools. Turn to something new. Now it's killing you.
By the autumn of 1962, relations between Moscow and Washington have all but collapsed. The communist East and capitalist West stand toe-to-toe.
The commies were bad guys, we all knew that, and we were the good guys. We wore white hats and they were black hats.
They were the enemy. Everyone in America had no love lost for the Soviet Union, and we didn't trust them, and we were fearful. We were looking toward Russia and seeing a country that wanted to destroy us. And it was our duty to make sure they didn't prevail.
The Americans for the first time felt vulnerable. And you had the beginning of the backyard bomb shelter craze, where people in the leafy suburbs of Washington, D.C. were building bomb shelters back in their backyard and stocking it with canned goods. And they were teaching school kids how to duck and cover under their desks. There was a level of paranoia.
Kennedy's administration has stationed missile arrays in Turkey and Italy that are capable of destroying the people of Moscow in 16 minutes.
America had entered a new era, and the United States Navy, uncharted waters that pushed the limits of man and machine to technological heights and depths never imagined before.
Submarines were the super-secret front line of the Cold War, playing an undersea game of hide-and-seek whose stakes were nothing less than the fate of the world. They also brought the superpowers to the brink of confrontation as both sides wrestled for control of the world's most strategically valuable real estate, its oceans.
The world was protected only by the policy of mutually assured destruction, a deterrent meant to scare Russia and America from firing on one another.
It means that if we have the capability of wiping out every meaningful target in the Soviet Union, and they have the capability of wiping out every meaningful target in our country, that we both launch our missiles at the same time, and both countries are destroyed.
One single Soviet nuclear torpedo would trigger a response from the Americans, leading to a cascade of destruction.
Our Navy had always been haunted by what happened at Pearl Harbor. And as we got into the Cold War and the nuclear age, our Navy was determined that it was never going to be taken by surprise again.
We were afraid that the Soviets would figure out how to build an A-bomb and how to put them on missiles and launch them from submarines.
For these reasons that anti-submarine warfare efforts are absorbing such a large percentage of the Navy's attention.
As offensive weapon systems of a potential aggressor become more sophisticated, anti-submarine warfare must move to counter these advances. The H-3 helicopter is a mainstay in ASW operations, and also the search and rescue of downed airmen.
When the H-3 Sea King became operational within the United States Navy in 1961, it represented the culmination of many decades of research and development. The primary mission of helicopter anti-submarine warfare, the detecting, tracking, and if needed, the destruction of Soviet submarines, came as the result of over 30 years of engineering and bold-faced determination.